Well, welcome again to episode 3, Becoming Bully-Proof, the hidden drivers behind bullying. And I have Sumoné again with me, Sumoné Gravett, the expert in becoming bully-proof. And today we are talking about the hidden drivers. Welcome once again.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we've had a few discussions up to now, but do you think there's emotional and psychological issues with bullies driving them to become bullies and take it out on somebody else?
Yeah, so bullying is not just about being a bully. There's actually something behind bullying. And we touched on it a bit in the previous episode as well, but there's really a deeper form of hurt inside the bully that they want to give onto someone else.
Okay, that's quite a mouthful because we spoke about behavior and we spoke about what happened to them maybe and did they see it from somewhere else. But how does factors like the environment, the upbringing, the past experiences and shape a learner into the likelihood of engaging in bullying?
So environment plays an absolute big role in forming a bully. If you can just see at environments where they grow up in, modeling behavior. So they see their parents, acting out this type of behavior. And so they see this as the norm and the right way of behaving towards certain people. Or perhaps it can be they were brought up in a very strict environment, or no social emotional support, or there wasn't really space to acknowledge their emotions. So there's a lot of environmental factors that can actually contribute to bullying.
But we as adults need to look at our behavior as well. We spoke about it's come up every episode so far. Your hair, the color of your hair. When somebody makes a joke about something, and then people laugh, that person that might become a bully see that as acceptable. Mm. And so we need to start looking at what we do and how do we behave and what type of jokes do we make to other people as well, and do we make continually the same jokes?
And I actually want to add to that, because a child's neurological development is only formed mid-20s. So you are really the example of behavior that will be mirrored to that child, and they will follow that.
But I think us as parents must really take this to heart and have a good look at ourselves again, especially if you think your child is a bully or is being bullied and so on. But also, one of the biggest contributing factors is peer pressure.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so especially in the school setting, that is one of our biggest drivers for bullies. I want to be the big guy or the big girl. If someone around me is small, then I feel big. And that all comes back to the whole theme that we are speaking about the whole time, about power and the whole idea of power imbalance. They want that power. And, if they will bully someone, that group will actually see it as, you are the nice guy, you are the cool guy, I want to mingle with you.
I think in the previous episode we spoke about these videos that we always see on TikTok and YouTube and so on. There's always other people. And if you single a bully out in that sense, and there's nobody else, nobody pressurizing him, he most probably wouldn't do anything.
External validation. 2 really powerful words. That's all that bully is, external validation.
When we watch videos and short clips and so on, and often we have these clips about bullying coming up and with a heading, this bully didn't know what hit him or whatever the case might be. But there's always an audience with him. And it's normally his friends, rugby players or whatever it might be. So what role does peer pressure play in shaping that bully's behavior?
Yeah, so, especially within our schools, one biggest thing is external validation. a bully wants external validation. They want to feel big, because if everyone around me feels small, then I can actually control them and I can be the big guy. So peer pressure really influences bullying behavior.
So if you're part of a group that has a bully in it or think it's funny, stop.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. All right. Then insecurity and low self-esteem. That's normally very dominant in a bully, even though it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, so that question is actually very contradictory to the behavior of a bully, because we will actually understand it as a bully have a high self-confidence and they are this big guy or girl, but in actual fact, it isn't. They really suffer from low self-esteem, have a personal imbalance, either within their emotional or personal capacity, and they want to gain that power back in order to control other people so that they can get it back.
You just spoke about the external validation and the peer pressure. When you have, the bully would normally not do what he's doing when it's a one-on-one.
Yes.
There's always an audience.
Yes,
Okay.
Especially cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do people keep on bullying? If once they know that their behavior is wrong, they've made aware of that, why do they keep on bullying?
So let me ask you this question. If you enjoy something, will you actually stop doing it? If you enjoy eating an ice cream every day.
It's a good question, but let me turn the question back. Do they actually enjoy it, or do they do it out of habit?
So they do enjoy it because they actually get a source of fulfillment out of it. So for us, that maybe could be the target, we can go for a walk and get that hormones as a fulfillment. But for them, they actually get that fulfillment and that need that is being met through bullying other people. So most definitely, they do enjoy it.
Right. Now, before we go to the last question that I wanted to ask is, remember, we are just scratching the surface.
Yes.
And we want you to, if needed be, and you think there's a bully or a victim or anything like that in your environment and you need help, please, we're putting Sumoné's details on our description, and you can actually make an appointment with her and then get proper help and proper consultation. This is purely to make you aware of what is going on.
Absolutely.
All right. And what is some practical ways that the educators and learners can identify and address these hidden drivers? Because I think a lot of people just don't know, and they just let it go. It's easier to let it slide than to address the problem. So what can they do?
Speak up. Yeah. So I think.
Yeah. I think that is one thing, and we've actually not mentioned it enough.
Yes.
Don't keep quiet.
Yes.
Because if you keep quiet, it's going to happen again.
Yes, and especially with parents as well. I mean, be involved in your child's life. Actually ask them, how was your day? How does your friends look like? Who are your friends? How is it going at school? Don't just leave it there and, once in a while ask, how's it going with your friends? Really check in with your child on a more emotional way.
But we've just spoken in a short break now about it as well. When you're educators, when you're at school, you need to have a safe place. You need to have a safe person that you can go to. Don't go to somebody just because you like him or her and think that's going to be. Try and get somebody that you can go and speak to that will actually do something about it.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that will not do anything about it.
Or if you don't want to do that, my suggestion would be to really get an anonymous box that you can actually report bullying. Schools can really implement and look into that.
Well, thank you for watching us. Thank you, Sumoné, for this week's episode. We'll see you next week. We've still got a few to go. We're in episode 3, and we've got quite a lot still coming. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.